Greetings and welcome to Cybersecurity Today. I'm your host, Jim Wiggins. If this is your first time tuning into our program, allow me a few moments to introduce what we're all about. So what exactly is Cybersecurity Today? Well, it's a show engineered to explore the realm of computer security in a stimulating and insightful way. Cybersecurity Today is a half-hour broadcast utilizing a talk show or newscast format to dissect the themes, issues, and contemporary events in the cybersecurity arena. Our mission with this program is to dispel the murkiness and complexity often associated within the cybersecurity field. For our viewers who are already active professionals in this sector, this show will deliver a pulse on the current state of affairs. We feature a variety of esteemed guests to delve into topics that hold significant interest and relevance to the cybersecurity landscape. Our objective is to offer information to a diverse audience, from beginners to industry veterans and everyone in between. You're sure to gain fresh insights into cybersecurity. All right, let's set the stage and discuss the structure of the show. This will help you understand what's in store. Today's show is divided into two parts. Our first segment, known as Cyber Bites, encapsulates several current events unfolding today in the cybersecurity sector. Some of these developments might be familiar, while others may be entirely new to you. Then, in our second segment, we're honored to welcome Ms. Elise Yacobellis, a visionary cybersecurity leader and a program manager behind the SCIPP or SCIPP initiatives. In today's discussion, Ms. Yacobellis will explore the critical topic of bridging the cybersecurity talent gap inside SCIPP's scholarship program. With over 2 decades of experience in cybersecurity leadership, she's been at the forefront of developing strategies to empower organizations in nurturing the next generation of cybersecurity professionals. As an advocate for workforce innovation and strategic planning, Ms. Yacobellis brings a wealth of knowledge in channel management, talent development, and addressing emerging cyber risks. Whether you're looking to enhance your approach to cybersecurity talent acquisition or seeking cutting-edge insights into overcoming industry challenges effectively, this session promises to be both enlightening and impactful. All right, so let's go ahead and move into the Cyber Bites and talk about what's going on today in the cybersecurity industry. Recent analysis reveals that advanced AI language models are revolutionizing communication while inadvertently opening new security gaps. Experts warn that these tools can expose sensitive data and even introduce unsafe code into computer systems. Companies are now urged to upgrade their defenses to mitigate these emerging risks. Those are some of the more prominent headlines currently shaping the cybersecurity industry. We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned. When we return, we'll be joined by Ms. Elise Yacobellis, a distinguished cybersecurity leader, joining us to discuss the SCIPP Cybersecurity Certification Scholarship Program. This is an online program available to Virginia residents. This discussion promises to provide invaluable insights into empowering the next generation of cybersecurity professionals in mitigating emerging cyber risks. You won't want to miss this impactful session. We'll see you back here in just a few minutes.
After leaving the military, some veterans may face homelessness, but they aren't alone in the battle. Thanks to a simple phone call, they can get help from a trained professional at VA. If you know of or are...
Welcome back to Cybersecurity Today. Does your organization face the daunting task of responding to persistent cyber challenges while nurturing the next generation of professionals? Are you in need of expert insight to revolutionize your approach to workforce development and foster a resilient cybersecurity future? To help shed light on these critical issues, we're thrilled to welcome Ms. Elise Yacobellis to the show. Elise is a distinguished cybersecurity leader and the driving force behind SCIPP's initiatives. With over 2 decades of extensive experience in cybersecurity leadership, talent development, and strategic planning, Elise has played a pivotal role in expanding SCIPP's impactful Cybersecurity Certification Scholarship Program. This program empowers the next generation of cybersecurity professionals, bridging the gap in the industry's rising talent needs. Elise's innovative work in workforce development and combating emerging cyber risks has already helped countless organizations thrive. Today, Elise will help us explore the strategic solutions to bridge the cybersecurity talent gap and meet the sector's future demands. Elise, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jim. It's wonderful to be here. So we're excited to talk about SCIPP.
Absolutely. So SCIPP is the acronym, of course, that we just referenced with SCIPP, and we can talk about that. But I thought before we delve into the program itself, maybe I would ask if you could kind of talk a little bit about your story. A lot of times our viewers like to know about the person that's coming on, maybe how you got into the field and some of the pivotal moments that maybe has shaped your career.
Okay, great. Yeah, so how I got started with cybersecurity about 20 years ago or so, I came across an organization called ISC2 who does the CSSP certification, and I came with an IT and communications background and was sort of tasked with explaining at the time what cybersecurity was, because if you spoke to someone, then they'd be, you do what for who? And so then I realized quickly that there was a lot to be done from a workforce development perspective, and there were so many skills that were needed, and there were so many things that needed to be mapped to understand what skills work with what type of role. So that was definitely exciting, and I guess if you talk to me about challenges, it was a very male-dominated, and it probably still is. It's a very male-dominated industry, although it is definitely getting better. And I used to joke about our big conference that we used to look at is RSA Conference. And when I first started going there, if you went to the women's room, it was like a ghost town. And now you go in and it's a thriving area. So we are definitely seeing some exciting stats.
Understood. You kind of alluded to this a little bit, but are there any other kind of like key milestones or key lessons that have influenced your approach that you take on today in terms of your vision and your participation in the industry?
I think one of the biggest was when I started working overseas and listening to other cultures and realizing how much of a global connected world that we are, and dealing with people who need to understand cybersecurity at every level of how they're interacting with it, even if you're just a consumer, to help yourself be secure and safe in the world. And it became a wonderful mission to me because I saw that, it was helping pave the future. And then I wanted to figure out how to bring women and younger people into the profession and build that type of pipeline. So I did a lot of things across that, like workforce study initiatives, working with NICE initiatives in the government to map to the types of positions and skills that were needed, and working with many of the cert bodies and the cyber industry to bring that forward.
Understood. I wanted to ask you, obviously you've been in the industry for a while, a couple decades. How would you describe the current state of the talent gap? You hear about this a lot today where people are saying there's not enough people out there. What are your thoughts on that? And then what do you think of the factors are that are going to be successful in being able to contribute to its growth as an industry? Any thoughts on that?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I've been following that trend forever. And we've been saying there's a cyber skills gap, cyber skills shortage ad nauseum for all the years that I've been here. And I think the gap is growing or maintaining its relative building of industry to the amount of people that are needed. So, and even an organization that's a professional association called ISSA, along with Enterprise Strategy Group, does a survey on the life and times of cybersecurity professionals. So I've been watching this for many years, and the latest survey said that about 52% of people of the profession and the industry think that it has not improved, and another 27% even said that it's gotten worse. So So I like to define and talk to people. So is it a matter of there's not enough people, or there's not enough skill building going on? So I think it's a mixture of both. So there's two things that I think are really important to do this. One is to find a way to upskill the employees and the professionals that are already in the industry. And the other thing is to create a pipeline. And I always say something like this. So if you were in a sales position and you were looking to a target revenue, and so now you're looking at the target of how many professionals are needed out there. So you liken that to, you would never expect to get to that target without building your pipeline of a vast majority in different stages of the buying process. So I feel like it's the same thing for the skilling process. And so I really think that building the gap is putting a stake in our ground now, understanding what's needed, and building that pipeline. And it doesn't necessarily come from students, which is an important factor, and young people, but it's also for people changing careers or people in IT looking for a different type. There's people outside of IT also that would be have skills that would be relevant to this. So it's really about getting people into the pipeline and understanding the different types, because there's so many different exciting types of positions. And then helping them be skilled, and then also helping the employers, because the employers are feeling the crunch too. They need skilled people. They need to hold on to skilled people. So upskilling their employees in ways to make that affordable is also important.
Understood. So that segues into maybe our discussion about the SCIPP Cybersecurity Certification Scholarship Program. Can you talk to us a little bit about what it is, who it serves, and ultimately what kind of opportunities are available?
Perfect. Well, it can serve anyone that really wants a cyber career, but we focused the SCIPP program in Virginia because the Commonwealth of Virginia has a workforce initiative and grants that they are putting out to help upskill people in the Virginia community. And so that goes for college students, it goes for any Virginia residents, it goes for military, it goes for, dislocated federal workers and things like that. And so what it is, it's a means for, and the mission for SCIPP is to provide a pathway to these opportunities for people that may not have them any other way, and make it the most affordable that it can be for each person. And so what it does is there's scholarship availability up to a certain amount of money, $30,000 for all 7 trainings, and based on your residency and then an income level, you can receive up to 100% funding for all of the training and certification.
So let's talk about that training. What is it, and what's the rationale behind those specific 7 buckets, if you will, of training that would help somebody build the skill that you're kind of talking about? Absolutely.
So when I was part of the certification area, the nice thing about most of these certifications is it's a validation of skills at a point in time. And those certifications are built to the ability and the years of experience that you're supposed to have behind them. However, like I've always said, even when we talk to initiatives in the government to keep people certified, your skills have to keep being built. So what we're doing here is sort of the first step in helping to fill the gap, because we have these 7 certification programs, and they are based on industry recognized certification. So going through this training, you get the skills, you can achieve the certification, and that's something that is important for your resume. So we chose these 7. We are an academic partner, authorized academic partner for ISC2, which does the CC, the CISSP, the CGRC, and ISACA, which does the CISA and the CISM, and then CompTIA as well. We are using the Cloud Plus. And we put we strung these certifications together because we feel that it gives a really good path from the beginning entry level up to the managerial leading into leadership. And it also covers from basic knowledge to more in-depth knowledge in certain domains and disciplines. And so that is why we chose those, but we are definitely always looking at the map of skills and landscape as things mature. And of course, we're looking at things like AI and other things. So we're hoping to add some other in the future, but these definitely are the things that will help people move through the pathway and get the skills that they need.
Understood. So I know that certifications act as a good discriminator in a positive way. They get the attention of human resources in a lot of cases. How do they try to ensure that the participants are job ready? In other words, able to go in and meet those specific types of jobs?
Yeah, so when we built the program, we said, okay, we have to have a few different pillars of the program. So first is obviously helping people understand what's on the certification exam, learning the knowledge and skills for that, because these certifications, for the most part, will test you not just on knowledge, but on the scenarios and utilizing the knowledge. So there's that. Then there's the part where, okay, now you have a certification, and in some cases you don't have all the experience, you have some of the experience. So we decided that practical hands-on labs will help people to, in their own time, in their own way, actually learn the skills behind the knowledge and the training. So we have these labs, and then we also have these projects that we have them go through that are based on real world projects that are things that they can actually put on their resume as an experience that they've had, in the same way that maybe a graduate student does that through a college program, and then they're able to put that on their resume. In addition to that, people transitioning from the military to industry life may need help translating the things that they've done into a resume that makes sense for a path forward for career. So we help them resume build. We help them understand what their LinkedIn profile is. And then we do have some contact with employers. And so when we have jobs available, we also have some recruiters that give time to help them understand what an interview process is, or kind of bring them through the interview to understand if they would be a fit before we even send back to the employer.
Understood, understood. So I wanted to ask, I went through the documentation, read about the program, and I was curious, I noticed that the SCIPP program itself tends to kind of, one of the concentration areas, as you kind of alluded to, is military veterans, women, and other underserved groups. I was wondering what the motivation was with that, and ultimately how the program itself focuses on trying to bridge that cybersecurity talent gap. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So because we're talking about this wide group of needed people and skills, and we know we know how many people are being graduated from a computer science and a computer engineering program around in the Virginia area and around the country. We realize that people need to come from other backgrounds and other skills and bring them into the industry. So the military came about because I've been reaching out to the economic councils in the area, in touch with Total Military Community Alliance that works within the Northern Virginia area. And it's a natural fit based on some of the skills they do while they're part of the military. Some of them have clearances that help them with certain jobs. And so the military was, and to be honest, transitioning military or active military going or retired military, it's difficult enough to transition back into real life and real world, what's going on. And if we can offset them by helping them focus on these skills and not have to worry about the payment, or it's a low cost payment and it gives them a guided path and helps them get along, it's just something that's important to do. And then when it comes to underserved populations, there's just people that can do this job, have active minds, and they don't necessarily have the means or the path or the opportunity. So we want to give that opportunity to our students. And we have great stories about some of the students that maybe we can share in a future time, but about people that came into the program and it changed their life, and it helped them, guide them to a path that probably is not likely to have been part of that, because maybe they didn't go to college and they didn't go through that university program and that type of thing. And then, of course, women, I'm always going to be for women in STEM positions, and cyber, I think, is such an exciting thing. So getting girls interested early in the program and seeing women that are successful in the program. And I so applaud you for this program, for bringing women on and showing women in different capacities in cybersecurity. I mean, that's been a passion since day one when I was sitting in the boardroom surrounded by men. So.
Understood. Can we talk now about how the program tailors the training to support different needs of different target demographics? Well, yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay, Go ahead, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, ultimately you want to make sure that they're ready and well prepared for cyber risk management roles, and I'm just wondering what kind of tailoring might need to occur in some cases, depending upon the specific groups that you might be targeting. Does that make sense?
Yes. So I think it's more tailored to the individual going through the program, because I don't think that you have to discern between someone coming from the military, a woman, someone in an underserved other type of community. It's more about their learning style and where they are and what they need to move forward. So the program, while it has its typical pathway and the things that every student gets, we do have, when students are struggling or they need extra help, our instructors are always available for one-on-one discussions and tutoring and providing ways and more information. If someone's uncomfortable with the interview process, we do have a session and after hours to work on some of those skills as well. And so it really depends on the individual student and their learning and where they are in their career life cycle.
Understood, understood. So we've talked about the program from a kind of a bigger picture perspective. Let's talk about it from the employer's perspective for a moment. What do you think, based on your experience, are really the most critical skills and validations that they look for in cybersecurity candidates? And how does the SCIPP program address these needs from either a hands-on perspective or whatever other kind of skill requirement they need to ultimately be able to know that they're hiring someone that's going to help address that skill gap? Any thoughts?
Yeah, so employers are sort of in a frustrated situation at times, because first of all, they need people that have the skills, and then they have people that they need to upskill, and then they need to retain those people. So what they're looking for, and another reason why we chose these certifications, are these are certifications that they trust and validate certain amount of skills. Of course, they also need to see the experience, and that's where we help employers understand that we are building the skills and especially focus on cyber risk to help people come into their organization and be job ready. And that's why we focus on the labs, we focus on these projects, we focus on the things, and we also focus on emerging technologies. It's another reason we love to be authorized academic partners with these organizations that provide these certifications, because they are always renewing that and looking at the top skills that are needed. So it all works together in a seamless effort. But we do, the other side of this is that I did not mention is it's not just for individuals. We do talk to employers and provide them a way to send their employees through this program with a matching grant, what we call a matching funding. So if they can fund through their tuition reimbursement or their budget, we give them a cost-effective way to get their people upskilled. We also bring some of our students to them. And we're also working with organizations that are building apprenticeship programs and teaching organizations how to build apprenticeships, which is a huge piece. So all of this is connecting the gap and bridging the gap. And so for employers, they just want to know that a lot of employers, I hear, oh, we need skilled people ready. But when I talk to them, they say, well, if I can get an apprenticeship person in or a person at an entry level and I know I have a way to train them efficiently, I'm willing to do that. And that's what we have to do, is stake in the ground, because if we don't do it now, we're going to be talking in 10 years, Jim, we're going to be on this show talking about the fact that there's a skills gap and there's cybersecurity skills shortage and we need to have more workers. So
absolutely,
we are trying to partner with employers on that side of the fence as well.
Got it. Great interview, by the way, Elise. Thanks for coming in. Wanted to ask you if you could maybe, from the applicant's perspective, quickly walk through what the application process looks like, what kind of amounts are available, what the eligibility looks like, and whether there's a whole bunch of federal workers out now that are being dislocated with what's going on in today, and whether any of this is an opportunity for them to be able to take advantage of it as well too.
Well, absolutely. I mean, we do talk to out-of-state people, but today we're talking sort of the Virginia state grants. So basically, what you can do is, and I think we're going to share a way to do that. You can go to the site and you can schedule an appointment with someone called the Cyber Career Architect, and that person's going to talk to you about where you are. And it doesn't matter if you haven't done this before, if you're a beginner or you're in entry level, mid-level, senior level, we can help you figure out where to start and what to do. And from that, we can help you decide which program you start with. So a individual can go through all 7 courses and program. We like them to do it one at a time and do the coursework, pass the course, then, at least sit for the exam before they go to the next course. And so that's a very simple thing. We also can lead them to the application just to apply. And it's a very simple application. You go online, you fill out all the information. As a Virginia resident, if you can prove residency, 2/3 of the cost of the program is funded for you. And then the last third, we have a different grant that is based on income level, and it's a sliding scale based on how many people are in your family and how many people you're supporting, and then that determines how much you get. And I will say that Virginia residents are receiving 93% of the Virginia residents that apply are receiving 100% funding for these things.
Awesome. Awesome.
So it's very simple to get started, and we run informational webinars that are free that provide more information for people to learn, so that you can see that or reach out from time to time through our LinkedIn.
Got it. Real quickly, can you share, maybe no more than 30 seconds, a success story that illustrates how the SCIPP program has helped participants move or advance within the cybersecurity industry?
So we are definitely placing some of our students right now, and so the program, this particular program, is a little under 13 months old. So we're just about bringing people out of the program and placing them into employers. We will be building some testimonials from our students and recording some of that with ISC2. So I definitely will point you to that. But we do have a great success rate. The Workforce Initiative program that the Commonwealth of Virginia does this for many industries, and in the IT industry, we are part of the IT industry. We are one of the most successful programs that are out there today.
Understood. Last question for you. How can viewers of the show learn more about the SCIPP Scholarship Program and look at applying?
So they can go to www.SCIPPinternational.org, and that will talk to them about the program. It talks about the different certification training programs, and there's a place to either schedule your appointment or apply. Just go right to the application and apply. It depends how comfortable someone is. We love to help people. We help them through the application process. We review it to make sure that they have all the information before the thing is analyzed, and they're known how much they've received and when they can start.
Awesome. Elise, we are out of time. Thanks so much for joining us on the show and sharing your expertise on advancing cyber workforce development.
Well, thank you for having me, Jim. It was a pleasure.
That does it for today's episode. We want to extend our thanks to Ms. Elise Yacobellis for coming in and talking to us about the SCIPP Cyber Scholarship Certification Program. We hope that today's discussion has provided you with both actionable strategies and a deeper understanding of the challenges and solutions in cybersecurity. For more information about cybersecurity today and to stay informed about upcoming episodes, visit our website at www.cybersecuritytoday.org. Additionally, you can scan the QR code displayed at the bottom of your screen for quick and easy access to our show's website. Finally, we welcome your questions or comments via email at contactus@cybersecuritytoday.org. Feel free to reach out to us. That does it for today. Thanks a lot for joining us. We look forward to seeing you at our next broadcast. Stay safe, stay informed. Have a great day.